We're continuing on Shiur B'tachon, and we're about to begin the seventh and final parak of Shiur B'tachon. Until now, between the Hakdama and the first six parakim, we've discussed what is B'tachon, why a person needs to have B'tachon, what our benefits are out of B'tachon, how to apply B'tachon into ourselves, as well as different tools and different information and how we can acquire true B'tachon. Rabbeinu Bachya says, now is something very important to discuss. We understand what B'tachon is, we understand why we gain out of it, we understand how we can have B'tachon. But let's look at what is going to take away from a person's B'tachon. Let's look at what can happen that can cause a person to lack in their B'tachon. And he begins and he says, since we have now completed in this Shiur, meaning in Shiur HaBitachon, all the things that we need to discuss according to that which we're able to understand, now is the appropriate time to discuss what are the things that people do, what are things that take place that causes a person to lack in his reliance on Hashem. Va'omar, and I, Rabbeinu Bachya, said, Ki mafsidei shloshes hasha'arim hakodrim b'sefer hazeh, kulam mafsidim habitachon. All the different things that cause a lacking in the previous three sha'arim, which refer to the first sha'ar, which is called sha'ar hayichud, which we talk about how Hashem is one and a person's job to understand and come to the conclusion and clarity that Hashem is one. The sha'ar habechina, which is where we discuss how we can find Hashem's kindness when we look into this and we look into every single thing that goes on in creation, everything that goes on in the world. We look at a fruit and we say how amazing it is, and we break it down into each particle and each thing, the godless, the amazingness, the brilliance of how Hashem has created the world and the kindness that Hashem has created the world with. And finally, the third sha'ar, which is before Shiur B'tachon, avodas alikim, where now as a result of every single thing, as a result of us understanding the oneness of Hashem, as a result of understanding the kindness of Hashem and what Hashem has done in creation, now we have to work on our service of Hashem. Says Rabbeinu Bachya, once we have those three, that's when we are roi, that's when we're fit, and it's the right time to get to Shiur B'tachon and to understand how we rely on Hashem. Says Rabbeinu Bachya that the same things that cause a person to have detractions and lacking when it comes to those three sha'arim are going to be the same things that are going to cause us to lack in Shiur B'tachon. Now there are going to be others as well, but let's go through them. He explains what causes a person to lack in their Sha'ar HaYichud and their understanding of the oneness of Hashem. When a person has the lack of emunah, when a person has a lack of appreciation for everything that Hashem has done, or when a person has a lack of devotion to Hashem, meaning he doesn't serve Hashem properly, or finally, when a person's an arrogant person. When a person's an arrogant person, if we go through each of them, if someone has no emunah, right, just like he won't understand this concept of yichud, bechina, and avodas alikim, he also won't be able to have bitachon, because if you don't have emunah, which is the foundation, as we discussed once, emunah is, according to the Ramban, emunah is the tree, and bitachon are the limbs that come off it and the leaves that grow out of it. If you don't have the foundation, you certainly don't have anything else to build on from there. If a person is lacking in his appreciation for Hashem, how could he expect Hashem to help him? If you're not makir tov, as we discussed before, when a person doesn't appreciate all that Hashem does for him, how can you expect Hashem to continue helping? If you went and someone did all sorts of favors for you and you don't appreciate them, they're not going to want to help you further. The third thing we said was that a person who is not a proper Oved Hashem, he doesn't devote himself and he doesn't dedicate himself to serving Hashem properly, then we have no justification in our bitachon. We can't say, Hashem, I'm not going to serve you, but at the same time, you can take care of me. I can have bitachon that you're going to take care of me. If you're not serving Hashem, why would he take care of you? And finally, with arrogance, because when a person is an arrogant person, he's not going to be able to subjugate himself to Hashem. He's not going to be able to say, Hashem, I'm looking at you, and you're going to be able to take care of me. There are different ways that we've also looked at this. Ramatzio Solomon brings down also in his Sefer Matnas Chalko, he says that a person who's arrogant can never have bitachon because he feels that everything is him. He feels everything's taken care of. So Rabbeinu Bachya is going to continue on and he's going to discuss all the different things that are going to help take away from bitachon. So it's important, in order, yes, we have to build our bitachon, but at the same time, we have to also make sure that we don't have things that are going to take away from our bitachon.